morning, and welcome back into the Thursday edition of The Chat right here on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm Alan Robertson.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rhonda Lawnert.
And I'm the decisive Chuckalicious Chuck Williams.
Very, very much so. Very, very much so. A wonderful morning, beautiful morning, if you will, under the 806 skies. But with that, of course, we are getting ready for the summertime, getting into the summer months. We are close to a week out, legit a week out from the end of school from around the AISD, CISD school areas. And with that, obviously, comes with vacations, all different types of trips. But one thing that I always remembered growing up was always having a book with me. Always having, summer reading requirements, things like that when it comes to getting ready for the next grade. And obviously when it comes to that, the good folks of the Amarillo Public Library will have you covered throughout these summer months. So we are joined by Miss Stacy Clopton this morning. Stacy, how are we doing today?
Doing great. It's good to see you all.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Rhonda, you have the first question.
Well, yeah. Well, speaking of summer, one of the programs that my kids always enjoyed was the Summer Reading Club. So give us some details about that and let us know when it starts and all that good stuff that's coming this summer.
Okay, so our Summer Reading Club, it's every year it's called Amarillo Reads in the Summer because we want to be a city that reads. And we start signing people up for summer reading on June 1st. And so the theme this year is called Adventure Begins at Your Library. So we have lots of great things planned around stories about pirates and journeys, and we have programs planned around scouting and camping and learning new things. And so there's really two parts to the Summer Reading Club. One is that throughout June and well into July, we just have all kinds of fun things happening at the library. When you sign up, you get a complete calendar of all the events, and you can come to as many or as few as you want. And one of the things that's really cool about our Summer Reading Club is it is for all ages. You are never too young, and you are never too old for summer reading. So we have things planned for adults and for teenagers, and we encourage people to sign up newborns for Summer Reading Club because, the experts recommend that you read to babies from day one. So that's one part of it is just the fun things that you can come to the library and do. The other part is that when you sign up, you get a reading log, and you mark on your reading log every day that you read for at least 15 minutes. And you have all of June and July to read at least 15 minutes a day, 30 times. And if you do that, you've met your summer reading goal and you get a prize. And so the prize for kids is a brand new book. They get to choose it from books that our youth librarians have selected. And they do a fantastic job. They look at books that are being requested, that are being checked out a lot, that the kids are really into. And they check out, they select everything from board books for babies to young adult novels for teenagers. So there's plenty to choose from. That's what the kids get. The adults get a voucher for a free bag of books at the Friends of the Amarillo Public Library's Brown Bag Book Sale. Teens get to choose. Teens can say, hey, I want the bright, shiny new book, or they can say, I want quantity and give me my voucher. So it's a great program. It really makes a huge difference in how kids spend their summer. There's a phenomenon. It's a very well documented phenomenon called the summer slide that basically means kids leave school in May and, they're operating at about right here, and they come back in August and they've lost some ground. But the research shows that kids who read over the summer, who stay engaged, who stay active and who try new things and learn new things, they can not only pick up where they left off, but even gain a little ground. And our Summer Reading Club is just a huge part of helping kids do that.
I guess my whole reading list is comprised of comic books and stuff like that. We have a little bit of funniness coming down to the library system in the form of comedy. Tell me about that.
So, well, they're not all comic. They're not all comedy, but we do have Comics Plus. We've just added this to our website. Comics Plus is an awesome online resource. You can go to it through our website. You can also download the app through your app store, and then you'll just choose Amarillo Public Library as your library and log in with your library card number and your PIN. And this gives you access to just hundreds of titles of comic books, graphic novels, manga. And, you know, during the summer, again, it's so important to keep reading. And it's a time when kids can really pick what they want to read. And a lot of people think, oh, well, comic books, that's not real reading. And that is not true. Comic books are real reading. And when you're reading a comic, you have to interpret the pictures along with the words. And that is higher level thinking. And it is absolutely good for your brain to read comics. And the great thing about Comics Plus is there's no waiting. There's no limit to how many people can be reading the same comic at the same time. So you don't ever have to wait for someone to turn something back in. And so we're really excited that we have that available. The thing about comics is they are written for all age levels. You know, there are comics for kids and they go all the way up to adult comics. There are graphic novels that cover history and biography, and even science. And so the Comics Plus collection is divided into 3 categories. There's a youth category, a teen category, and an adult category. And everyone who has a library card through the Amarillo Public Library system is already sorted into their age category. The computer does that automatically. So if you're an adult, you can read anything you want. If you're a teenager, you can read the teen and the youth collection. And if you're 12 or under, you only have access to the youth collection. Parents who want their kids to have access to a larger collection can opt in. They just need to come to the library and bring their child's library card with them. And for parents who, for whatever reason, want to keep their kids in the youth collection just a little bit longer, they can do that as well.
Absolutely. Now, with these programs, right, and same thing as I mentioned at the top of this, you know, growing up, just about every year, going up until high school, there were some forms of required reading. I remember reading, you know, Old Yeller for the first time coming into school. I've also read a lot of the more, you know, serious topics and a lot of those, you know, darker types of things and darker bits of content. I remember reading To Kill a Mockingbird. I remember reading Roots for the first time, different things like that. And, you know, with each story, you know, whether it be fictional, non-fictional, biographical, autobiographical, you mentioned it when it came to that drop off, for lack of a better word, the educational slide you said, actually, when it came to, you know, the summer months and everyone's on vacations and things like that. And so with that, you do lose a little bit of that, you do lose a little bit of that retention, a little bit of that information, or even just that extra gear when it came to learning in school and being active and engaging in school and things of that nature. My parents were all driving me up the wall when it came to the times that I didn't read, you know what I mean? So, you know, hearing a little bit about the book club, it was very fascinating of this is something for all ages, not